What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So the package, just came. FedEx dropped it off, and it says generator. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, but mostly a review video to see how good this bad boy works. I'm going to get the package cut open, and we'll go from there. Up. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Nice plastic wrap around it so it don't get scratched in transit. Everything feels like solid metal so far. Let's see what we got here. A cover, possibly, and then an owner's manual. Let's see what this says. Oh, it just talks about the tank capacity, 18 liters. It's got a nice little fuel sight gauge on it. Gonna get it pulled out. Then of course on top of it you have your danger sticker. It talks about, using the generator indoors can kill you in minutes. Most people know that, but if you don't, here is one warning, and I'm sure there's more. Took the lid off. It's nice, lightweight but solid feeling gas cap here. And it has something I noticed, a nice little straining screen, I call it. It should come out here somehow. There it comes. And it helps that, when you're dumping fuel in, you won't get any debris down in the tank, which will then get pulled into your motor. So it helps keep your gas clean. Got my little buddy helping me here, my 2-year-old. You put it back on and twist it. Good job. So, and yes, it's pretty heavy. I'm not sure how heavy it is exactly, but of course it has a motor down here. See, 223 cc's. Some nice little image directions, I guess you would call them, down here. It talks about, you should read the manual. And there is your choke lever and your fuel valve. It points down here. You can see them both. In the bag right here, there is a wheel. Sure, let's see what's in here. Oh, a screwdriver. There's a couple pieces, I assume that goes on the bottom somewhere, probably part of the legs. Here is a plug. 2 pins. Here's another plug. I guess determining what you're going to want to plug in, because they're obviously two totally different plugs. And over here on this side, you have your air filter. It says clean filter over 50 hours of use. That seems a little excessive to me, but got these nice little clamps here. Hold it on tight. It should come off pretty easy. Of course, a brand new, nice, clean filter, and you'd just be able to pull that out and clean it. Now here on the side or front, however you want to look at it, you have your spot for your key, because this is supposed to have an electric start on it. Either way, it's nice to have a key so you can actually shut it off without having to kill it, using the choke or whatever. Shows 20A. Right here you have your 2 normal 15 or 20 amp outlets, is what those, typically what would be in your house. And here is a 120 volt. It says 15 to 30 amps. And then here's an even bigger one. It says for recreational vehicle use only, and that's 30 amps and 30 amp fuse. We can take these stickies off here. Also down here is the battery. I'm not sure why it's tilted like that. It may have happened in the package. It should be snug down in there. We have a few different wires. Here's an important little sticker. It says please add oil. That's definitely important. Not something you want to miss. Nice little hour meter here, and of course it shows 0.0, so there's 0 hours, 0 minutes basically. Oil lamp alert. I would assume maybe this comes on if your oil gets low or too hot or something like that. That's actually a really neat feature. Right here is the exact model number, PG4700E. Just in case you're watching this video and there's different models out, they might look, you know, a little bit different. Also, there was this bag that was stuck under the generator I didn't see initially, so this also came with it. And these look like they're really greasy, so be careful. You might want to put some gloves on or something before you touch this once you get to these parts. I did go ahead and put the wheels on. The little front pieces pop off. You see a little hole around it. You can put a screwdriver in there, which they supplied you with one. In this case anyway, pop that off. A pin slides through from the outside in. It sticks out right here a little bit, and we'll put like a little pin here. Little 2-year-old's ahead of me here.
Dad.
Yeah, good job. He just put the, guess you consider that like the hubcap, kind of. Not sure what they call them, or bolt cover. Anyway, I think that's it so far as like looking at everything. His exhaust over here. Doesn't look like it would be too loud, but we're gonna find out. I have to dump these parts out right here. Hopefully there's the 2 little pins I was looking for, which will hold the rods in the wheels. I already went over all that stuff that came in the big bag. And then there's also it looks like a handle over there. I'm assuming is gonna mount probably up here on the front, so you can pick it up and then use the back 2 wheels to roll it, you know, where you need to, because it's pretty heavy, so you're not gonna want to be carrying it around. All right, so I just got all this set up. So basically this bottom one is for the handle pin. It'll hold it down here. Let me zoom out more. There we go. Push the pin in, handle goes up, holds onto this hole. There was just a bolt that had to put through there, and there's 2 here. They have the square under the head, so it helps them not to spin. And then the nuts, it was like a size 14 or something. My socket set. But anyway, see how okay this feels. It's still pretty heavy, but definitely doable with that handle. It's a good thing there's wheels and a handle on it. So when I'm done, I'm gonna set it down. I can just push this pin and the handle goes down. So I can't remember which all of these I showed you. There's one of the other parts were kind of up under the generator for some reason, but there's 2 of these. They both look exactly the same, to actually hook wires onto to be able to plug into the generator. And then you have like your standard grounded outlet. Still have a couple more right here that I'm needing to get on. Still gotta figure out what these are. I think these will probably screw up into the bottom and make like these are like a really hard rubber or plastic to set the front of the generator down, so you're not scratching the generator, or you know, if you have a nice floor in your garage or something. So it looks like these go on here like this. It's kind of weird because if you look up under there, the holes aren't centered because this hole over here is being used. So you can see what I mean. It's kind of shifted over here. It still do its job, I'm sure. But there's these little plastic pieces slid on there, and that allows the bolt part, the threaded part of it, to stick through. And that's what these last 2 nuts are for. So I'm going to put them on there and get them tightened up. Nut on, nut on. And carefully tip it back. I have something a little softer to sit on. So I didn't have the oil anymore left. This is actually a pretty common oil, 10W30. And I'm not even sure how much it holds, but I know it says please add oil, because of course they're not going to put oil in it to ship it. Something else I want to point out is the battery right here. It comes, the negative comes disconnected in the mail, so we're going to need to take this little nut off the back of the screw and put that on. I'm sure if you're buying a generator, you're able to hook on a cable to a battery. And then I'm going to be adding the oil, and I will be adding the gas, which is up here in the tank, and then we're going to try to get it going. All right, got the oil done, put the battery back up in there, oil cap on. It's time to fuel up. So here's a 1500 watt heater, box heaters. They pull a decent amount of power. I'm gonna plug it in. One of these outlets. Definitely really smooth, and it's actually not really that loud. It's pretty cool. All different types of nice looking pieces here. It'll get dirty over time, but I don't know how good you could hear over the video, but when I actually, well, the first time I tried using the heaters, because the little safety switch, it was on a spot of concrete, of course, where that wasn't sitting and pushing that button so it wouldn't let the heater come on. Had nothing to do with the generator. So you see when the video cut again, the heater was working that time. But if you notice the sound when the heater actually kicked on, and by the way, I had it all the way up, so it should be pulling pretty close to the 1500 watts. But you could hear the motor kind of bog just a little bit. But realistically, this should be able to run close to 3 of those 1500 watt box heaters, because it's 4700 watt surge. So I'm sure the actual stable running wattage is lower than that, but yeah, not much else to say about it. Really nice. Everything of this generator is very, very solid. I can't remember if there's another color that come in. It didn't really matter to me. So nice bright orange color, easy to see. Once again, you got your normal outlets, 120 volt, and then your 30 amp. And it came with all those different plugs to be able to wire. I assume you could run a lot of things in like an RV or something with one of these without too much trouble. But other than that, yeah, I definitely think it's worth every bit of the cost. I think these normally, I got it on sale, these normally retail close to $500 though, I believe, and it would be a very fair price even at that. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up. Leave a comment below this video on YouTube if you have any questions or suggestions. Even a year or two from now, you know, don't mind leaving a comment asking me, you know, if it's still running or if I've used it lately, anything like that, and I'll be happy to give longer term updates that way as well. See you later. Bye bye.